Running 101.
Running 101.
Running 101.
Hello everyone, I'm Nads and welcome to another episode of Running 101. I hope everyone's doing well. Thank you once again for all your feedback, all your comments and all your support. It really goes a long way. A quick update from me. So I'm keeping things consistent. I'll be honest, I have noticed my times and pace change recently since I've stepped away from my training block, having run 2 training blocks throughout 2025. Again, it's nothing to worry about. It's just a result of not being out there as much as the training block advises or requires you to do so. It's plain and simple. That's all it is. So once again, today we're lucky to be joined by a pair of runners, both of whom started running just about 2 years ago in 2023. Although it hasn't been long at all, they have 4 marathons between them consisting of London, Berlin, and Chicago. In fact, they were all run this year in 2025. Surely we see marathons as achievements and accomplishments, but if you were to ask me, and they can correct me if they think otherwise, I would say their greatest accomplishment would be coming together to set up their own running club, Soul Striders, which has taken shape and form to provide support, community, and representation to many. Najma and Mona, welcome to Running 101.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good to have you. Firstly, thank you so much for putting some time aside, guys. Really appreciate you coming on board, coming forward with this. So, Najma, let's start with you. How's it going? How are you keeping? And most importantly, how's the running going?
Yeah, good, thanks. I've recently handed my notice for a job that I've had for the last 4 years and starting a new role in the new year. So it's pretty quiet period at the moment. Just trying to get back into a bit of a routine and enjoying running. As you mentioned at the beginning, I've done a couple of marathons this year, so I feel like I've just back-to-back training blocks and trying to just like run for fun now and not necessarily having a goal in mind. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at right now.
Great. Sounds good. Mona, how about you?
Alhamdulillah, things are really good, alhamdulillah. I won't be doing any more marathons. I'm just going to stick to 10Ks, inshallah. And yeah, I'm enjoying my weekly runs at Soul Striders and really happy at the moment.
Good place to be. Happy is great. By the way, well done to both of you for your accomplishments this year. Najma,
Thank you.
a little on the heavy side, I'll be honest with you, but we'll go a bit further into that. So yeah, Najma, let's start with you. Tell us a bit about yourself, your background.
Yeah, so I grew up in East London. I've always lived in East London. Is that slander, East London? I don't want to hear it. And then I started sorry, I'll go back a bit. So went to uni, studied geography, and I kind of met Mona during my uni experience. Not at the same uni, but we had friends, mutual friends that we had gone to the same sixth form with, and then kind of met Mona through them. And then so Mona and I met just before COVID at a uni event and kind of became very good friends. Went on our first holiday as soon as the lockdown restrictions had lifted, and I feel like we've just been like glue ever since.
Oh wow, cool. It's nice. It's nice to know that you guys like met around university times, even though you didn't go to the same one, but still.
No, yeah.
And then started working in corporate 4 years ago, and I still do that now. And then it was a couple of years ago where we both kind of started our running journey. And it was interesting, and Mona can probably tell the story because we had both been thinking of going to a run club or starting to run. And then a run club had opened up quite close to where we lived, and we were like, we'll go together. And then Mona one week decided to just go on her own. And she's like, I'm just going to go and see how it goes. And I think the following week I was like, oh, I think I want to go. And she's like, I've already been. It's so good. So we ended up going together and just like really fell in love with the social aspect of running. And you're out for however long you are to complete a 5K. Doesn't necessarily feel like you're just there for the sole purpose to run, but there to meet new people and build that community and almost like have fun when you're out running. So it takes away from the actual physicality of it. And I think that's the part that we really like. At first started, we were very, very new to running, had never done it before. I personally was that kind of person where if I was late, I'm not going to run for the bus because I just think it's too embarrassing. So I'd never run. Or I would just feel like if I was on the treadmill and I'd run, I would fall over. So therefore I shouldn't run and I should just walk an incline. So it was very like new territory, but it was nice to kind of be able to really find that comfortable level of running where you could run, but be able to chat to that person next to you. So yeah.
Cool. Mona, how about you? Tell us a bit about yourself, your background.
So my name is Mona. I also live in East London. I am a newly qualified nurse. I graduated in 2024. I started my running journey in 2023. Like Najma said, I actually went to Run Club first just because I needed, we would say every week, like, oh my God, we're going to go, we're going to go, we're going to go. But there was no actual movement. And I like to do things. And I didn't think Najma was going to come. And then I just went one day after work. And then funny enough, actually, I started my running journey because when I went to this club, I was actually going through my placement. And it was a very difficult time. Like, it was so chaotic. I needed one weekly activity where I could like just offload and, just
Needed an outlet.
really
We're looking for an
lead to
outlet.
the outlet. And then that
Yeah.
every Wednesday, I really committed to it. And then, yeah, I really enjoyed it. And it was fantastic. Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
It's good to know that that's what you were in search for and you found something and you've been able to stick with it since. So if I can reflect on that, I was looking for something similar around COVID. Started in 2020 myself. Gyms were closed and I needed something to kind of like release all that extra energy that you kind of build up and stuff. So yeah, here we are. Mona, you mentioned how it all started for you looking for an outlet. Najma, was that something similar for yourself?
Yes and no. I had recently started going to the gym a few months before I started running and was trying to lose some weight, but also be a bit more active just because I was not active. And there was actually a gym class where we would run on the treadmill and there was an instructor in your headphones that would tell you, you can run faster, you're not going to fall. And even if you do fall, what's the worst that can happen? You're just going to get back up and get back on the treadmill. And being on that treadmill in that class and having the support of like knowing that you can run and you can probably run faster than you probably think you can was like, this is actually not so bad and this is so much fun. It'll probably be more fun if I was doing it with other people, and not necessarily on a treadmill. So when Mona mentioned that she had started going to this run club that was quite close to us, and she was raving about it, I was like, okay, cool, I definitely need to join and see how it goes. And it was honestly best decision I ever made. And like Mona mentioned, definitely met some like lifelong friends there that we're still in touch with and see very regularly now.
Which one club was it?
It was Run Ali Sisters Club. They do quite a range of activities actually. So they do like a run club once a week. They do boxing, but it's basically a women's charity where they host like different sporting activities throughout the week and you kind of attend whichever one you prefer. And so this one had opened up quite close to us based in Mile End. And obviously we mentioned that we're in East, so it's quite local for us. And yeah.
Good stuff. And so now the key question. So you started in 2023, both of you, right? And I guess both of your first marathons it was both London for both of you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How was that? Like getting the courage or starting to build up to your first marathon? Najma, let's go with you. What was that like?
Yeah. So I think I like to run with a goal, which is probably why I do quite a few races, just so that I can keep on top of like running. So when I had first started running at a run club, I was like, oh my God, this is so much fun. I need to sign up for my first race. And I signed up for a half marathon. And had like exactly 12 weeks to train for it before I did it. So I'd done a couple of halves before I ran London.
Sure.
And I had never like gone to cheer for London Marathon before, so I never really knew what to expect. Just felt like it would be such a huge achievement to do. Loads of people try and get a spot. I mean, we saw that this year over 1 million people had applied for the ballot. And people talk about how rewarding it is and how it's an amazing challenge to kind of go through. And I was like, I think I want to do it. And so signed up with Outrunners, which for this year actually they were prioritizing women of an ethnic minority background that were running London Marathon for the first time. So applied via that route and managed to get a spot and never looked back really.
And Mona, was that a similar journey for yourself too? I mean, were you doing your 5Ks, 10Ks, building up to halves before you decided to go ahead for your first marathon, London this year?
I actually, so I never did a full half marathon.
Hmm.
Nash, did I do a half marathon? I don't think I
I
did.
don't think so.
No, I did big
You
half.
did.
I
You
did
did
big
half.
half. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So I did a 5K, then a 10K, two 10Ks, and then I did big half, and then I did London Marathon. But I never, I mean, I trained for the half, but I definitely really underestimated how far the distance for the London Marathon was. So I think I found it quite difficult, and especially because I work in healthcare, so the shift patterns, long nights, the days, like it was really difficult to manage.
How was your training block?
So I'll do the tempo run on a weekday, like on a Tuesday.
Hmm.
Then I'll do my easy recovery run like on a Friday with Soul Striders, and then I would do the long runs were difficult for me because I wasn't able to get the distance in. So the
Hmm.
maximum distance I did for London Marathon was only 23K. Like it wasn't anything longer than that. And then Ramadan was also an impact as well.
Sure, sure.
Yeah.
So, I mean, one question I would have over there is I would share my own experience based on what I would say is you do need to go further past that 23, but obviously you just made it work with whatever you could
Mm-hmm.
at the time, given
Mm-hmm.
given the limitation or challenges. I totally understand that. And
Mm-hmm.
a lot of that plan is to there's a theoretical side of that plan and there's a real part of that plan. The real part is what you can actually make work and put to use on across those number of weeks that you have. And the theoretical part is, well, this is the kind of mileage you need to do. Whether we can actually make it or not, that's a whole different story. But do you think that played a part in you not being fully ready for it, do you think? I mean, that the lack of the extra maybe 10, 15K?
Yeah, most definitely because I didn't have a goal for London Marathon. I honestly just wanted to complete it.
Yeah.
Like I just wanted to like bucket tick moment, like, you know, I've
Yeah,
done
no,
London
good
Marathon.
job on that too.
But
Yeah.
definitely it was really difficult, and I feel like the lack of, you know, time and preparation for it really did impact me. But I'm glad that, like, you know, I was able to achieve it. But I just know that going into it again, inshallah, in the future, if I was ever to do so, would need a lot more discipline, a lot more time management, and just like and recovering. Also, my main thing was that I didn't want to have an injury, or I didn't want to, you know, hurt myself in the process of all of it. I just honestly kept making so much to add that, you know, I really hope I didn't get an injury. But I'm glad I did it.
No, well done on that,
Yeah.
honestly. And to be honest, what you can take away from doing that is part of that journey too. You know, I mean, I wouldn't be totally. Firstly, I'm not saying that you are upset about it. There's nothing to be upset about. You
Of course.
did what you could. You made it work as best as you could, and you've taken a lot to learn from that for going forward and stuff too. Najma, I'm not going to ask you about whether you'll be doing any more because in 1 year you fit 3 marathons in. So what was the build up over there with going from London to Berlin to Chicago? Berlin and Chicago being very close to each other. I mean, I did 2 out of those 3 this year, so I can kind of see what that must have been like. But yeah, is there a bit of a hurry there?
I don't know if there's a hurry, but I also don't think I enjoy running marathons, and I think I learned that the hard way. But also, I do want to complete the 6 majors, so I don't want to be
That's
running
the goal, is
marathons
it?
forever. That's the goal, which is why I probably signed up for 3 in 1 year. And in hindsight, going back, I probably wouldn't have done 3. I think 1, 2 max, but 3 was definitely pushing it.
I guess you were able to fit in Chicago as part of your training plan for Berlin at the same time too, right? They
Yeah.
probably like overlapped.
Yeah, so my Berlin training was basically my Chicago training. I tapered for a little bit after Berlin and then just maintained like shorter distance running, just because Chicago, I wasn't planning to race it and my plan was to just enjoy it. So I knew I don't need to increase the mileage back up. And it was literally like 2 or 3 weeks apart. So it wasn't like I had gone completely off running. I had done
Yeah.
short distances across a couple of weeks and then was ready to run another marathon, basically.
Mhm. And I guess with your training plans, different to Mona, you were probably able to go to the max in terms of the actual advised length required to stretch yourself out in the training block for at
Um,
least 2, if not 3.
yeah, so for London, I think I had gone up to maybe 32.
Yep.
And London training, I also found quite difficult, just because it was my first marathon, and training during Ramadan was really difficult. And I remember
I can
I probably
understand.
did
Yeah.
I did a 30-kilometer run, half fasted, and then it was mock-up time, so break out at 15K, and then continued the rest. But like keeping up the momentum and like finding out the best times to run during Ramadan was quite difficult.
Mm.
So I felt like I probably ran shorter distances than longer distances, which is probably what I should have done. And also I got injured, so
Ouch.
I had like a knee injury, kind of. Didn't really do physio, which in hindsight I really should have. But I just thought, it's nothing. It's just a little nuggle. I get it sometimes on long runs, but it was like past the 25K mark. Um, and sometimes it'll be too painful where I had to stop my long runs and just kind of see what happens for the next couple of weeks. Um,
Fair.
and then on the London Marathon day, my sister and I was like, we're going to stick together, we're going to run together, and we'll see how it goes. If someone falls back, someone falls back, but we'll try and stick together for the majority of it. And honestly, 10K in, my heart rate was through the roof. It was such a warm day. My heart rate was through
It
the roof,
was.
and then my
It was.
knee started to go, and I was like, this is so early on in the race. My knee can't be going 10K in. But pretty much for the rest of the distance, I had to run and walk, so I could only run like 2 to 3 kilometers at a time, and I had to walk it out. Um, so
Was there some training or some strength training involved in your build up to London that
so
might have helped?
I did at the beginning,
Mm.
but I also, from my London Marathon training, I knew I found it difficult because I would quite regularly go to the gym, and it was fine for like when I would do half marathon training just because it wasn't that time consuming. But once in the marathon training block, I felt like I had to prioritize my runs and forgot that I also needed to do strength training.
Hmm.
So halfway through London training, my strength training definitely took a hit, and I just didn't find the right balance, which probably also didn't help. Um, but I mean, London was my first marathon. Absolutely loved it. Great experience. Um, so yeah, it was just a bit of a shame that I had a knee injury.
Well, to be honest, it was a learning that you took away, and I can only hope that you applied it a little further more into what you did for Berlin and Chicago, right? I mean, having gone to Berlin, I'd like to hear what your thought process was, but it was pretty intense. It was not just intense, but it was quite chaotic that day too. Would you
Yeah,
agree?
I would agree. So Berlin training went much better. I had seen physio before I started doing my Berlin training, and had like
Mhm.
specific strength training exercises that I needed to do. I was very consistent on like track sessions and long runs. So Berlin training overall went pretty solid. On the day, people were very worried, and I was also very worried about the weather, just because Berlin City, the way it's like all interlocked, there's also no breeze if it's that warm.
Mm.
And we definitely felt down the course. And I think running at my marathon pace that I set out to do just felt completely unfeasible in that heat. And I think halfway through the race, I was like, yeah, I don't think I can carry on at this pace. I kind of just took it easy from there. Um, and you're right, Berlin course was a bit chaotic. But to be fair, finding the start line is ridiculous. Like there's no clear
Yeah, you have to
signage.
do quite a bit of a distance to get there, so you're already using up some of that energy and volume that you've built up over the last two
Yeah,
days, I would guess, in getting to the start. That was one thing.
agree. And then for like London, there's very clear signs as to where you need to go, but there's no signs of Berlin where there's bag drop, no directions to get to the start line. So you're just like there frantically thinking, where do I go?
Mm.
Um, so that was a bit difficult.
But Chicago looked really good. To be honest, Chicago looked great. Definitely gave me an insight into something that I might want to do further down the line. How was that for you?
Chicago was really good. I would highly recommend running Chicago. The roads are much wider than all the other races that I've done. The cheer zones are amazing. I feel like Americans just come out and cheer for absolutely everything, and they were so good. Chicago is also pretty flat. very flat. There's a couple of turns, but nothing to be a bit annoyed about. That it was pretty good route. The only thing is that the bridges are very gridded, so they carpet them, so they're a bit more comfortable. But I think they need a thicker carpeting because it's
Mm.
just not a comfy feeling. But overall, Chicago was really good, and I think my mindset for that race was different to what I was doing for Berlin and London. I was trying to run for time, whereas Chicago, with it being so close to Berlin, and also I think I was just tired of marathons by that point. I was like, you know what, I'm going to run the distance, but also just have a really good time. Which I did. I loved it. My friends came out to cheer, and then we also went to New York after for a couple of days for a little holiday. So overall, best marathon experience for sure, mainly because I didn't set out to run for time and purely for enjoyment. And when you run for enjoyment just for the fun of it, you're less likely to get disappointed because you had no
Yeah,
goal in the first
yeah.
place.
No, good stuff. Good learning that you took away from London, applied it to Berlin, and obviously, looks like Chicago was a great success on the marathon there. So yeah, well done on that. And now I'm going to get to the main point. Let's talk about Soul Striders. So where and how did this come up?
So Soul Striders was created. Me and Najma, we started Ramla Ali, and then they moved to tracks, and we didn't like track. And then we started exploring different run clubs, just going checking them out, having a feel of all the other run clubs. And then I just looked at Najma and I said, Najma, we can do this. And then we were just sitting on the train and we were just, thinking about what routes we'll do, da 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 da. And then I woke up one morning and Najma created everything. Like she created the route, she created like the plan, and then that's how Soul Striders was formed. And then we had like a little launch where a few of our friends, we did like a pre-shoot and the Barbican, like just pre-advertising it, and then we just started mass recruiting people like, oh my god, you need to come to our run club, come to our run club. And then we just started our run club. Yeah.
Where's Soul Striders based that you usually like regularly run?
So we actually don't have a base. So we run different routes around London because we
Oh,
wanted
right,
the
nice.
accessibility of everybody coming, just because we know that everybody does live quite far and we don't want it to put it in one certain area and then just have that people come in. So we change locations every week and we do Friday 7 p.m.
Every Friday, 7 p.m. Sisters, ladies, all welcome.
Exactly.
It's nice. And when did that start for you?
So it started.
The exact date, I'm not too sure, but we started in April last year.
April 2024. I would definitely put that down as one of the key achievements that you guys have got. So, has that been challenging in getting it going, or how are you able to fit that into your like regular routines? I guess Friday is a good day when everyone's kind of done with work, and obviously after a stressful week, you just want to just let it all out, don't you? So I guess it's a good way for everyone to let their hair down, so to
Yeah.
speak.
Yeah, I mean, like when I mentioned, like she woke up one day and I had started to plan everything. I mean, I think it's because I'm a very type A person, and I love planning. But I think Mona and I find the work that we do with Soul Trade very rewarding. Like the point is, it's a women-led running community for women of all abilities, and trying to create that third space for them, promote well-being, get them to fall in love with the movement. We do running as our main thing. We do walks every month, and then we also do an active movement series where women can try out a new sport every month, where it's accessible and free. So there's no barriers to trying it out. So if you don't necessarily want to start running just yet, there's other avenues in which you can kind of start moving. And so I think it doesn't necessarily seem like a chore. And obviously, Mona and I both work full time, so this is more of our hobby and what we do side of desk. And there's a lot of admin that comes into play when you are running a community, which I think people probably don't
Sure,
realize.
sure.
But luckily so far, alhamdulillah, it's been going pretty well. We kind of just like stagger and like try and plan in advance. And then we also have a team that supports us, a group of volunteers that we've had since summer this year, that kind of take on roles of like leading the walks and the runs, and also like event coordinators. So we have a group of people around us to support with a vision and continuing to build Soul Striders.
Cool. No, sounds great, and well done on that. Who's your target audience? Like, who's the majority of the people that you've seen coming in? Are they people new to running, those who are just trialing all kinds of run clubs around the clock? Yeah.
So I would say it's majority women that are beginning to start their running journey. So a lot of them have probably never experienced running or gone to another run club before. Majority of them have just like came across us and like, I'm actually trying to get into running and will join. As two Muslim women ourselves and also Somali, majority of our community are Muslim and of a Somali background. However, we are open to women of all backgrounds. I think it's just people will see us and kind of gravitate towards a community that they resonate with. But definitely people that are new to running for sure.
That's one thing that we've discussed with a few others as well as offline too. That kind of feel that you get with any run club out there is the sense of belonging, being welcomed, regardless of your ability, regardless of your background and everything. It makes you want to come back. It makes you want to network a little more. And that social circle, if you can build that up, it helps you go the extra mile from time to time too. That advice, that pat on the back, that extra push really goes a long way.
Yeah, exactly. And I think I love the fact that we run on a Friday. It's the end of the week. Most people would have blogged off at work and it's the start of your weekend. So the best way to get started is go and run, completely social pace, all abilities are welcome, and just have a good time, get some movement in, and you can also start off your weekend right.
Cool. Sounds good. From your family and friends, what support circle do you guys have to be able to manage and maintain something like this?
So my siblings, they honestly didn't take my running journey as serious as I wanted them to take it, just because they would be like, oh my God, like you're running. And I'll be like, yes, I've got my race day on this day. And they'll come out and show support. And then they'll be like, oh my God, you're actually running. And I said, yes. Like, I don't typically look like a runner. So they wouldn't really believe that I'm actually running. And then I think what really shocked me is when my grandma came on London Marathon Day. And I was like, what? Like, it was so shocking. I came
I really had to see this for myself.
honestly because they'll be talking about it and she's like, of course I'm gonna go. And then she came and I was like, oh my goodness. Like it was really nice. Same, my mum's always supporting me from the sidelines. Like she really doesn't like the fact that we ran outside, but she's accepted it now at this point. And yeah.
Najma, how about yourself?
For me, so I've got quite a big family. Alhamdulillah, I've got 6 sisters and 2 brothers, and actually all my sisters have come on a run with us. And the older ones have also done a race through Soul Striders, which is amazing to see. We're not really like a movement family or like a sporty family. But I think I fell in love with running. I talk about running so much at home. I think I was like, guys, you have to start running with us, number one. And number two, you have to do a race at some point because this is the best time for you to do it. So I've definitely got them to sign up for races before, and hopefully they will continue to run in the future. Um, I think my mum probably thinks I'm crazy. I think at the beginning she's like, "Oh my God, this is so cool," and I think now that she sees me going abroad to run a race or constantly leaving the house to go on a run, I think she's just like, "Najma, you're actually crazy. You don't need to run." And I'm like, "Yeah, but I like it." And I think that's the part that she can't fathom, the fact that I actually enjoy running, and how often I do it. But no, generally speaking, family are very supportive. They've come out for a majority of my races to kind of cheer me on. My mum has yet to see me actually do a race, so hopefully 2026. Hopefully 2026 when it's the year that they actually come out and watch us do a race.
Hopefully. You
Yeah,
know what?
Well, Mona, you got your grandmother out
I
there, so it
know.
shouldn't take too much of a
exactly.
push to get your mum out there too.
Exactly.
Fingers crossed. But no, good to hear. You know what? A strong support system like that from family and friends really does help quite a bit. It gives you that it's a bit of a relief, to be honest, that what you're doing is the right thing to do and everyone's got your back as well. So no, it's good to hear that. Really happy to hear that. Okay, so let's go a little further into what training you guys kind of advise and share with those who are running with you. Obviously, like we understand, we turn to a particular run club of our choice because we feel like we're getting the good advice, we're getting the good guidance and everything. So is there something that you guys particularly pick on in terms of sharing that with the newbies and making sure that they kind of adapt and have that as part of their regular routine?
So whenever we've got newbies join us on a run, which is pretty much every week, we kind of do our warm up and our cool down together as a group, so you kind of see what stretches that we do before, run, and after. We often share like tips on running form. When you're new to running, you don't necessarily know what you need to look like when you run, and just keeping that form consistent, breathing technique. Because I personally think that breathing is the most difficult thing to master when you run, and is also the first thing to kind of go when you start to really feel it. So breathing is also important. We, as mentioned, our runs are very like sociable and all abilities. So we kind of remove the pressure and be like, look, we are going to run from here to here. It'll be around 5 kilometers, but we'll kind of take pauses as and when we need to. And so if you need to walk it out, don't worry, someone will always be with you and we'll walk it out. So it removes that pressure for them to feel like they need to run consistently or they can't stop if they need to. We do those. We highly recommend people go for a gait analysis. Everyone's running form is different, the way you land on your feet, and it's important to find the right trainers for yourself. So highly recommend people get a gait analysis done. You can also get these done for free at loads of stores now. So that's one that we also recommend. And then we often use our WhatsApp group chat for people to recommend modest wear clothing. So people often have questions as to, I'm a Muslim woman starting to run. What do people suggest that I wear and what they use? And people often share recommendations.
Sure.
And similar like now, with it being December and it's quite cold and rainy, majority of the time now, people also don't know what to wear when we go on runs because we have no bag drop. So it's making sure that people are dressed appropriately for the weather, and are wearing appropriate jackets and things like that so they feel comfortable whilst completing the 5K run. Warm enough, but not too warm.
Sounds great.
Mhm.
Mona, I'm going to ask you one thing.
Mhm.
Sky's the limit with Soul Striders.
Yeah.
So where do you see this going?
I see Soul Striders International. Okay.
One day.
Call me crazy, but I can see it in every city. I'm saying Soul Striders gonna be everywhere. Like it's gonna be a household name.
Any plans on how you're getting there? I mean,
Not yet, because like Najma said, she's more of the planner.
Oh, okay.
all right. So you're just dreaming, right? I mean,
I
and
wouldn't call it a
Najma's going to make
dream.
it all happen.
She's gonna make it happen.
I will make it happen, inshallah.
Oh no, I didn't mean it in a bad way. Sorry, please don't take. I didn't mean it like
No,
that.
I'm
Like
just
keep
joking.
dreaming. Okay, let's rephrase it. You've got the ambition.
Of
Najma's
course.
going to make it happen. Okay.
We're gonna both make it happen. And the reason why I say this is because we've had girls come from different cities. They plan so that when they come to London, that they're gonna come and they show up, like, and they
Yeah.
come. And we've had girls like come from Leicester for the weekend and then come to our run or come to our walk our active movement series. So I feel like it could potentially really be big. I'm gonna facilitate it.
It's good to be ambitious like that, and you can see it growing. And I guess, Najma, one thing you mentioned is you need to have a goal in mind, whether that be running or whether that be your career, I guess, or whether that be Soul Striders too. So I guess that's a goal that you've both agreed on, and all the best with that. But one thing I'm just going to ask is this active movement, what is that?
So our active movement series launched at the start of this year, and it was basically under the premise of sports in general, particularly in London, is quite expensive, and for you to try out any sport, you have to either have the kit already or pay for a court, and it's quite expensive. So we wanted to remove barriers to sports and provide women with the opportunity to try out something new without having to pay for it. So each month we introduce a new sporting activity that we facilitate completely free, and for women to sign up and try. So for this year, we've done things like reformer Pilates, yoga, paddle, bouldering, what else have we
Football.
done? Basketball, football. Like we've done a bunch of things. And so it's been great, and reception has been really good. And you're seeing more women kind of take up more space in sports, number one. And number two, understand that things can be accessible. And so we never want it to be the case because, oh, it's actually quite expensive. For example, our paddle sessions, paddle generally speaking is quite expensive. And if you wanting to take up a new sport, you probably need to do it like once a week or once a month or so, and it can quickly add up. So it's the chance for people to try out a new sport, and also a lot of the organisations that we work with to facilitate these will then also provide discount codes for the community. So if you want to continue doing
Great.
like reformer Pilates classes, you can do it at this venue, but for a discounted rate. We also, the sessions that we do run isn't like, oh, come along and, play tennis. It's more like, okay, it's a coached session and you can learn how to play tennis and the skill behind it. That way, people like places in London offer free court hire. You can then go and you really got the knowledge of how to play tennis and go and play tennis. So it's not necessarily just a come along and play whatever. It's more like let's actually learn how to play so you're equipped to then go ahead and play it yourself or continue to learn and book your own sessions.
Excellent. That sounds great. I'm really, really happy to hear about this movement, and it's so interesting. And it's nice that it's not just focused on running. Like you're just trying to get people moving, basically. So that is great because sometimes, I mean, let's just be honest, it doesn't suit everyone, and you don't want to leave anyone out either. If they don't like running, there are other reasons for them to turn up as well. Great. Based on what you've learned, what would you advise someone starting today? Where should they start? What would you do differently?
Yeah, I'd say just do it. Like, don't think about it. There is no reason for you to second guess yourself. Everybody has the ability to run. Running is one of the easiest sports to get into. There is such an amazing community, particularly in London, but all across the globe actually, for you to find that community. I will also say don't fear going alone. You'll find people that you enjoy and like spending time with, irrespective of what community. And the one other thing that I will say is don't feel like if you want to start running and wanting to join a run club, don't feel like you need to just try out one. Hop around and find the right community that works for you. And honestly, just do it, because if you don't do it now, you honestly regret it.
Sounds like a good shout. Good advice there. Mona, yourself?
I would say that you can be part of multiple communities. You can be part of different run clubs. Like, you're not attached to solely one. Essentially, you'll see the same people that you see at different run clubs at other different run clubs. So yeah, and I'll say just honestly have fun. Like, you're gonna have don't overthink it. Yeah, just have the best time, honestly. Like, do what makes you happy, and don't fall into the trap of like PBs, or just enjoy. Just remember like your intentions. Why are you doing this? And I think that makes things a lot more smoother and clearer for you. Yeah.
I think that's really good and sound advice that you're offering there. Because you both know. I mean, keeping up with social media these days, it kind of drives you to a point where you change what you're actually focused on, and your goals change too, because you're just set or fixed on something that might not be too realistic, might be a bit ambitious, but it also will push you to the point where you're just at it nonstop, and it kind of can drive you crazy, right?
Yeah.
What do you think? What does social media play in this, in terms of the positives as well as the negatives?
I think essentially running became the new what do you call it? The new thing, like the new trending thing. So I think it was
Or like matcha?
like, it was so like, I don't know, almost it became a bit culty. Like, everybody was running. Like, it became, I know, influencers also joining the bandwagon, like really setting unrealistic goals, and everyone thinks they're gonna make it out of running, in terms of like brands and promotions. And I don't know, I feel like you kind of you have to remember your community, and like figure out why. Like, me and Najma always say, like, why did we do this? And we did it for the people, because honestly, when the girls come up to us and they tell us like, you've really got to really improve my mental health, like, you guys don't know how much it's helped me, or like, seeing the friendships the girls have made, and it's actually very heartwarming. Like, it's like, oh, like,
Yeah.
very nice.
Gives you that pat on the back too, right? And
Yeah,
you have a lot to be happy about. You have a lot to be proud of at the same time too. What you've achieved, what you pulled off, kind of putting your own accomplishments to one side and starting something up for the sake of others, and so providing community and support representation. Yeah, no doubt. I'm not surprised that people come up and turn up and are really like happy that they found their space with yourselves. And I know it's only going to grow, and it's only going to go further too. let's talk about your plans for 2026. Najma, how about you? You go first.
Oh, I actually only got one race booked for next year, which is the London Winter Run. So hopefully gonna aim for a PB for that one, which is in
That's
Feb.
the Cancer Research
No
10K, Winter
marathon.
10K, right?
Yeah, yeah. Which is actually quite a nice 10K. A little bit more on the expensive side, but the route is
Yeah,
quite nice.
because you mentioned that, I'm just going to
Um,
add, it's actually my 4th time running it in February next year. Yeah,
oh,
so
nice.
looking forward to that. It's one of the annual ones that I try to do because, like you mentioned, it's nice. It's reasonably okay weather to run in and stuff, although some people are freezing.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's a nice one to be a part of. Sorry, go ahead.
I really want to run New York Marathon next year. So that's on the card. Both Mona and I want to run it. So hopefully we do, inshallah.
Sure.
Other than that, nothing else. I think I want to do a lot of cheering duties next year, particularly because our community is going to be running a lot of races. But also I think cheering might actually be more fun than running sometimes.
Yeah.
So definitely cheering duties for a lot of the races next year.
Sounds good. Does that including pacing by any chance, or?
Oh, I haven't actually thought about pacing. Potentially, maybe. I won't say no. We'll see what happens.
Cool. Sounds good. Let us know if you do.
Yeah, I will.
Mona, how about you?
I actually have no races coming up. But inshallah, like Najma said, I do want to do New York. I think that's the only one I would ever do just because I can get a holiday out of it.
Sounds good.
I haven't been to New York.
There's Berlin as well, you know, but
No.
maybe.
I was on FaceTime to Najma when she was running Berlin, and what I saw, I don't want to do that.
Hey, not too much now.
I really want to do New York. Like that's the one that I really want to do. Just because it looks like London on steroids, and I really enjoyed London.
Yeah.
No, good. Hopefully New York happens for you both. And
What about yourself? Do you have any plans for 2026?
me, what do I have? No, I don't have any marathon plans at all. I've got the Winter 10K. I've got the Saucony summer run, which is in July, I think. I've got the big half, so that's my half
Oh,
marathon next year, and Vitality 10K in September.
Nice.
very
So
nice.
yeah,
Oh, we'll look out for you. We'll cheer for you.
yeah, no, that would be great. Thank you so much.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
likewise, it goes both ways. Najma and Mona, it's been great talking to you both, getting to know you, and looking at what you've achieved and what you are providing as a service to new runners, existing runners out there. And yeah, thank you both for your time. Really, it means a lot.
No, thank you.
No,
Thank you.
thank you. It's been great. Thank you for having us.
Looking forward to touching base again at some point. Look after yourselves. And yeah, all the best.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you.
Thanks all for your time. Hopefully we'll touch base on another episode of Running 101 coming very soon. Thank you. Take care.